Hey, how's it going? You're setting New Year's resolutions, trying to figure out your marketing for 2022, trying to figure out how to get attention in 2022. I was just sitting thinking about this, and I wanted to just kind of reach out, with COVID and mask mandates, shutdowns, vaccine mandates, remote schooling, working from home, supply chain shortages. What's the right amount of time to post? How often, where should you post? Should you be doing videos or graphics or text? Should you be hashtagging? Should you be doing shorts? Should you be doing email marketing? So the short answer to all this stuff is yes. How much and how often, really depends on how much time and budget you have, but as often as humanly possible. So, let's face it, man. I mean, people are distracted, and the bottom line is that you need to get their attention. And if you want to get them to know who you are and to recognize you, the whole point of marketing is to be recognized. So being synonymous with something. If you sell widgets and someone thinks of a widget, you want them to think of your company name. If you're a doctor and someone's sick in your neighborhood, you want them to think of you, so they call you and come to you and do that. So I wanted to share kind of a thought here. So, you're doing your marketing, and say you're doing a 60-second video like this, right? So what happens in 60 seconds in the digital world right now? And these numbers may not be entirely, very specific, but they're close. I found them in a few different locations. So in 60 seconds, over 500 hours of content gets uploaded to YouTube, and 3.5 million videos are watched. 210 million emails are sent. 1.6 million dollars is spent, US dollars are spent online in 60 seconds. 4.2 million Google searches are performed. 7,000 active users are on LinkedIn. Over 500,000 comments are posted inside of Facebook. 350,000 tweets are sent on Twitter. Over 4,000 clicks on Instagram ads, which are your paid ads. 21 million snaps created. 700,000 videos viewed on TikTok. Over 28,000 people watching Netflix in 60 seconds, and 97,000 hours of content gets consumed on Netflix in 60 seconds. I mean, just think about that. 700,000 stories are shared on Instagram, 9,000 connections are made on LinkedIn, and 70 million messages are sent. This is just a piece of metrics, and it's literally 60 seconds of time. So how do you actually get someone's attention when all this stuff's going on? Add in your media, radio, traffic, phone calls, just the normal day-to-day stuff that people go through. So how do you really get these people? And trying to answer that question might be why you feel frustrated with your marketing efforts, and why you should hire someone to help you if you are frustrated, or give you places to go and look to find areas where maybe you can try to stand out a little bit differently. Trying to compete with other people that do what you do doesn't really work anymore, because if you got 10 people posting the same kind of stuff, you got 10 people that are being ignored because it's just noise to everybody around you. So you want to do something that is unique, something that'll make people pay attention. Maybe it's a video, maybe it's a picture, maybe it's a headline that you post. Headlines are really powerful. So how do you get that attention, and how much attention do you want? Who do you want it from? It's real key stuff. But anyway, just something I was thinking about. I'll have hopefully some more information soon on areas of where to improve in these individual things. But it started kind of just blowing my mind when I was just thinking of all the news and stuff coming through. I'm like, what are the current metrics of what's going on right now, and how are people that are trying to run their business. Like, so you're a business owner, or you run a particular division of the company that you work for, and you think about this stuff day to day. I run a marketing company that focuses on digital marketing, so I think about it all the time. And I have clients, and I see their particular problems that they have, and what their goals are, and how they're trying to be seen, and things like that. And it just started, when I started reversing out of my head and thinking like, okay, well, what if you aren't a marketing company and this isn't what you do all day long? Where do you even start? Like, do you even know how hard it is to reach people now? Another side example, I was on a Zoom meeting with somebody, and she was looking at her Facebook posts, and she had about 9 posts that day, and she had gone live. I follow this person. I had no notifications of any posts or the fact that they went live. I went through my news feed and showed them, and I couldn't find them. I scrolled so far, I couldn't find anything from them. If I clicked on her profile and went into her feed, I could see all the stuff that she did. And when I go back to mine, it was missing. Then I started noticing there was someone that had 2 posts that were shown, but they were from 2 days ago. And when I clicked into his profile, he had posted probably 9 times, 10 times a day and go online multiple times. So it was like whatever Facebook uses as their algorithm to think, okay, this user might want to look at your content, or your content's kind of boring, so we're not going to show it to anyone. They don't even show it. So what blew my mind was, you're sitting there thinking like, okay, I'm going live now, right? So I'm going live and all of my followers are going to, they're going to be paying attention because they're all going to get notified, but they don't. So it's not that your content sucks or that people don't care about you. It's Facebook's not even telling them that you're there. So you need to make a lot more noise than you think that you do, because it's not that people are ignoring you. They can't see you. And even if they see you, they may be distracted by something else. So you really need to think about a more of a fully omnipresent matrix-like sci-fi strategy of how you want to get in front of people so that they can't help but notice you. And then maybe go, oh, what's going on with them? And then click into your, your stuff and things like that. Maybe it's even email marketing. How do you get someone to open your email? What kind of titles do you use? Do you have, do you know you can change the text that shows up in a preview and have it be different from what's actually in the email that you're sending? You can alter how your name shows up and what goes in things. I mean, there's a lot of tricks and neat things that you can do to improve the probability of somebody actually seeing you. But the rules keep changing and stuff keep getting harder and harder and harder. So it just gets progressively more difficult to actually, reach people. But anyway, regardless of whether you're doing it yourself or you're looking for somebody, or maybe you've got people that are doing stuff for you and you're frustrated with them and you want to find someone else to do it, just keep in mind that, what you're dealing with is a completely evolving ecosystem in a world where everyone's shifting things onto, digital platforms, consuming things on digital platforms. And you can't just keep doing what you did yesterday or even a month or 2 ago, because, Google's changing their stuff like literally every single day. How your website shows up when people search for you. Do you have active SEO campaigns? Do you know that SEO is important for you? I talk to people and they're like, SEO is dead. How can you even charge people for SEO? Well, I have clients that have had, 8,000+% increase in traffic in 4 or 5 months, to a point where their businesses are exploding. So I know SEO works, but there's people that'll tell you, if you ask them, oh, you don't need SEO. SEO is dead. You should be doing stuff this way now. And I promise you, it's not dead. There's so many levels of SEO: local SEO, image SEO, Q&A, recipes, and God, there's so much. How things show up in directories and things like that. So, and that's the other thing that I was thinking about recently, and I apologize, the videos get a little longer than I was planning originally, but I look at stuff and then I try to find logical information online, like doing research. When I grew up, you had encyclopedias and stuff, and things were written down, and the news was supposedly honest about things and telling you what was actually happening where you were, which may or may not have been true, but we didn't have social media to actually see what was going on. But what I realized, especially, it's January 7th, right? So we're 7 days into this new year. I have absolutely no idea where to get real information from anymore. What's real? I mean, seriously, what's real? The only real stuff I know is what I can see, what I measure, and I measure a lot of data. So, I mean, that helps. I know that I can help people, grow business. I know that I can make people more visible. I know that I can create really crappy content that you'll hate. I can create content that'll excite you. The interesting thing is, a lot of times when I create something that I think is going to be awesome, it has like absolutely no visibility. And then the thing that I post, just because I created it, I might as well get it out, it's the popular post. So it's really interesting how, how the world turns and things, evolve from stuff like that. But anyway, don't be discouraged, and just understand that, you're being stifled almost. I mean, it's like this big filter put around you. So just because you go live or post doesn't mean that someone's seeing it. If it's your mom or your wife or somebody that you're in constant contact with, they probably see your post. So you have this, illusion that they do, But when you're around someone that you don't do a lot of sharing with, see what they see, check it out. The other thing is, and I, being in digital marketing, I do social media marketing for businesses. Sometimes you meet smaller businesses and they're like, oh, I only do Facebook. I don't like the other ones. I don't even understand how to use them. Please don't fall into that. There's people that use Facebook. There's people that don't use Facebook. There's people that use Instagram. There's LinkedIn. There's Twitter. There's Snapchat. There's YouTube. There's Google My Business, Google Business Profile, whatever they're calling it today, because they keep changing the names of stuff. It in of itself is like a social media platform. Directories that you show up in, blogging, podcasts, all these different areas are ecosystems of data, that you could be showing up in. So the more you can get into, the better. And if it's something that you don't like doing, find somebody that'll do it for you, because it'll help you a lot. Because you may be targeting, a younger generation of client or customer for your business, and you're using Facebook as your avenue to get to them, and they're not even users on Facebook. So you're wasting your time, so there's different demographics, ages, locations, interest groups, things like that you get on different platforms. And video has been evolving a lot as well. So mixing, video, graphics, it's not just textual stuff anymore. And maybe you get on something, if you've ever heard of Clubhouse, there's a social media platform called Clubhouse, where it is, think of it as like a really, kind of organized set of chat rooms, but it's audio. So you have a profile, you can see a person's name and like what they do, but all there is audio. And if you're not on stage, you can't talk. And when I got involved in Clubhouse, the only way you could get in Clubhouse was to be invited to Clubhouse. Now you can actually, get in, but you had to find somebody that had it and then hear about it and then have them send you an invite. And you only had so many. So it was like this, this cool little thing to get into. But what's interesting is that, when you're on, you're scrolling through, your Facebook stuff, you have about 3 seconds to get somebody's attention, and people only spend so much time looking at stuff. You get somebody on YouTube, it's almost impossible to have somebody find you on YouTube these days unless you're paying for stuff, but they'll watch, a good couple hours, maybe 2-3 hours of content, if it's good content. Clubhouse, there's millionaires and billionaires that go on Clubhouse literally every day, and they'll go on there for 8 hours, 12 hours. There's times where I saw people that were, spanning into the next day, and they would kind of like relay racing and hand stuff off and then reset their rooms and go. And it started really getting my attention too. It's like, well, if these people have all this money and these big companies and they're doing, so much better than everyone else, why are they spending all their time on a platform where they're not directly making money? And the answer is because people are actually finding them, paying attention to them, and it's marketing. And it's free. So, it's kind of a no-brainer. So, you got to look at different areas and avenues like that. The other thing is to try and connect into groups or, people and conversations and stuff that you can get into to know, hey, where are places where I can go and reach people? Because like just posting on Facebook or Instagram, people don't find you like they did, 10 years ago or whenever. But if you go on to like YouTube Shorts right now, boom, the stuff goes out. I mean, people can see it. At least as of today, as far as I know, they still are, until they start cycling that back and charging you for ads. So the key is they want to get people into the platform. Once they get the platform busy, then they start restricting how much you access, then you start paying for ads, and then you start reaching those people again. So if you're a business and you want to reach people, paying for the ads is fine because you're getting to those people and they're on the platform. Where you start getting into trouble is when you start paying for ads on platforms that your people aren't on. So, knowing who your audience is, there's a thing called a customer persona. So maybe it's a 42-year-old woman named Mary who makes $70,000 a year, who has a bachelor's degree, 2 children, and she's, recently divorced, and that's your ideal client. Maybe it's a high school graduate who's, 20, just out on their own and doing whatever, so you got to think about who your person is, what area are you in? What country are you in? I'm just thinking here in the US, but there's all these different things that can kind of feed into that kind of stuff. So just think about a little bit like where and how you're trying to reach people, and then another key thing too is to think about hey, I don't want to, I talk to people like, hey, I don't want to pay for ads. And I hate ads. I mean, I do, but I love ads at the same time, because you pay for an ad and I can target who it's going to. There's so much information you can target depending on what platforms you're on. But if you're, especially in the Facebook, Instagram platforms, like you can really reach a real specific audience. I could target people that work in a particular building. There's geofencing opportunities where you can reach people that who's their phone, this device was in the supermarket in the last month in this town. There's stuff like that. Scary enough, they collect that kind of data. So you're not going to get everyone. Some of us shut some of that stuff off, and I think they can still get through some of that data, but you can make it harder for them to find it. But most people don't know how to do that. So you can still find ways to reach these people and then pay to get something in front of them. And then the interesting thing, which a lot of people don't think about, is like, hey, okay, so I paid $100 or $1,000 for ads, and I only got one customer, or I didn't get any customers. But you've reached, 6,000 or 60,000 people. So your name, your logo, what you do, it's like a billboard that you keep driving by every day. What's going to happen is, like, you sell HVAC units, air conditioning, clean air filter, whole house filters, refrigerators, whatever it is. I'm not in the market for a refrigerator. I just got HVAC system installed, a couple of years ago. I don't need that right now. But what happens when it breaks? Oh, I know, Bob over at the widget company is gonna take care of me because you're in my head. I was in a marketing training class, and or maybe I think it was a sales class actually, and the instructor had said something. Have you ever had a friend or family member purchase the product or service that you sell from someone else? And the answer is yes. We all said yes. There was a lot of us in the room. Why? The main reason is because you weren't in their head as being synonymous with that product or service. So if you're not marketing yourself, you're not being synonymous. So if I want an iPhone, I know I'm getting an Apple iPhone. It's in my head as what I'm going to get. I'm not going to go buy a Microsoft or an Android because I'm an iPhone person, right? So what if I want to go buy something else? Like, so you get out of your super brand specific stuff. Like, I need a new, I need a new headset so I can, get on my phone calls. Well, what brand do you use? Are you using Jabra? Are you using Bose? Do you care? Where are you going to buy it from? Are you going to go to Best Buy? Are you going to go on Amazon? Are you going to go to Target or, Walmart? What makes you go wherever you're going to go? I guarantee you, if your headset broke and you had to go get one, and you just saw an ad from, Best Buy that they had, a headset that looked remotely like the one that you wanted, and it was on sale or something like that, you'd probably get in your car and drive to Best Buy. That's marketing. So when you're, paying, or, you're posting, you're paying somebody to do that, or you're paying for ads, or you're doing them yourself, you're investing time and money somehow. The purpose of marketing is to, again, be recognized so that when someone does need you, they find you, or to help them understand that they need you. Maybe it's just, you got to get out there and let them know, hey, I'm a personal coach. I can make your life better if you come see me once a week. Maybe you don't know that you need a personal coach, and then New Year's comes around, you go, oh, I need a personal coach so that, I can have a better life. Because what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So do something different, be different, stand out, be that annoying person that people complain about. Because now, hey, Mike at DigiLogic, he gets on and he does these rants on these videos, and it's just so annoying. It's like, well, good, you watched it. I'm glad. That's the whole purpose, right? And hopefully I'm not annoying, but I'm sure some people, half the people in the world find something good or bad. So some of you hate stuff, some of you like it. That's fine. Wise man once said, if you can get half the country to hate you, you could run for president. Maybe, so having people dislike stuff is fine. I've also noticed if you try to please everyone, you won't reach anyone. So you need to do stuff that's edgy. You need to do stuff that stands out. You need to get out of your comfort zone. Lo and behold, I'd say a little over a year ago, everyone would have referred to me as a complete and utter introvert. And I kind of saw it, I guess. And I guess I still have some of those tendencies and stuff, because I fiddle with my hands and stuff like that. But at the same time, I think a lot. So it's like, was I really introverted, or did I just not like being around the people that I was around? And the reality of it is, when, the COVID shutdowns and stuff over the last couple of years, You don't have to be around people that you don't like. If you get on Zoom, you can close your video off. You can go, do stuff. I work for myself, so I can choose who my clients are and who works with me, and it makes life a little different, I guess. But you start to realize, like, hey, if I'm uncomfortable somewhere, go somewhere else. Maybe there's something wrong with you, but it's probably the environment that you're in. So, but again, marketing's kind of the same thing. It's like, what environment are you marketing to, and what are you trying to say? Who are you trying to say it to? And more importantly, what's your objective? And remember, the objective of marketing is to be known, to be visible, to be recognized. So your brand, so you have some kind of branding that you have. You have, a tag. You have a follow me. You have, and please do follow, or on all the platforms, DigiLogic, Inc. INC. I'd love to share stuff with you. So, but getting known is what's a good way, another good quote: best known beats best. So you can have the best product and it took you 50 years to make it, but the best known company or person or brand is the one that's going to get all the money out of everything. They're going to be the popular one. So you'll literally make yourself bankrupt trying to be perfect. So you want to make a great video to put online, click record it, and post it. And if it sucks, it's okay, because when you click post, no one's probably going to see it. So make more. And I was on a mentor call with a mentor group that I'm a part of last night. It was about 24 hours ago. And that's exactly the same thing I heard like a year ago in a workshop. Post every day, post every day, post every day. Just keep making videos, keep posting, keep posting. Year later, I have very few videos that I've posted, but I have a lot of posts and things that I've done. So I'm like, man, I could have had 365 or 700 videos up if I just did 1 or 2 quick videos a day. Why not just start doing some videos? What, they're stupid, people aren't going to like them. I'm sure somebody's getting something out of this, because it got me kind of thinking about some stuff for my clients too, because I'm sitting here doing work at 6 o'clock on a Friday night. So, but anyway, thank you for your time. If you do need some help with anything, or you want to pick my brain, please do reach out. We've got a contact on digilogicinc.com. You can also email me at mike@digilogicinc.com as well. Or you can give me a call, 866-222-5030. Just let me know what's going on. I'd love to meet new people. So have a good weekend or good day, whatever day you're watching this. I realize it's not specific.